The Artistry.
Catch us on YouTube, Facebook, or outlets.
Follow us, The Artistry NY.
Yo, what's good? It's your girl V-Henny, man. You already know the vibes. And I gotta do it. Hey, yo, we got your boy LJ in the building.
LJ, we outside. What's up?
What's good, yo?
I'm chilling. What's good with you?
I'm good. Yo, it's been like, I've been wanting to bring you on the show for a while already.
I appreciate it.
You
I've been
know.
wanting to be on for a while.
Nah, I mean, I see you moving. I see you shaking, doing what you gotta do. And I'm
trying to take over the world one step at a time.
I mean, yo, what's up? Like, we twins, cause it's, my slogan is what? Taking over the world 2 hours at a time.
Yeah. I just peeped that today too. I forgot. I know I seen it on the flyer. That's where I seen it at. But
yes.
yeah. I'm trying to take over the world little by little. But
I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of the fact that we was talking off air and we was just mentioning how you have 2 podcasts, the Hookah and an Opinion.
You have the Hookah and Opinions, and then I have the LJ Live podcast.
Yes, and now you're about to have 3.
We're about to have 3. So this is an exclusive because not everybody knows about this yet. So I'm doing a podcast with my twin brother P and my big brother Haas. Is going to be called the No Chill Podcast.
Ooh.
So it's going to be very raw. It's going to be very uncensored, and it's going to be disrespectful. So it's going to be like a tad. It's going to be basically conversations that's in your group chat that probably never should leave your group chat, but it's gonna leave. It's gonna be on air. That's kind of the idea of it.
I mean, it sounds. Listen, anything that's raw, ooh, baby, I like it. Raw.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Man, it might get us in trouble. So
I mean, that's the whole. I feel like that's the whole purpose of being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like, we as YouTubers are known to do the stupid, idiotic things, and then eventually apologize with a video.
I don't ever plan on apologizing.
You don't plan on apologizing?
Never. Whenever I get on my platform, it's my platform.
Okay.
So anything I ever say on my platform, chances are it was pre-thought about before I decided to say it. So once I say it, it's there. Like, I don't do much editing in my videos as far as cutting things out. Like, I might add some flair here or there, or I might, widen the screen or zoom in or do something like that just to make what I'm saying pop a little bit more. But as far as like taking out things that I said because I feel like it might not be politically correct, I don't ever do that. So
I mean, I feel you on that. I don't either. I mean, me personally, I like the raw truth as well.
Yeah.
So I respect it. I was just like, I had this conversation with someone, like, how you feel about that? Like, I know you just mentioned you don't, but like in a situation like a Nick Cannon, would you catch yourself apologizing?
So with Nick Cannon, I feel like he lost a lot. Like Wildin' Out was one of his main sources of income, and it was something he's had. I think he was like 15 seasons in. So when that's kind of been your claim to fame, because obviously music wasn't that.
Yeah.
Then you're kind of in a position to where now, like, he has the radio show, I believe, and I think he was gonna have like a late night show or something like that. But Wildin' Out is obviously what the majority of people know him for.
Yeah.
So when you lose that, it's kind of like either I take it to another platform, which I did see. I think Diddy said something about like wanting to move it to Revolt. But if he can't do that, then I kind of see the position that he's going to be in, to where you have to apologize. But like I said, when I do things like that, I think about it before I go on air and say whatever. So like, a lot of the stuff I do, I know it may not seem like it's scripted because it comes off so natural, but a lot of that stuff is really scripted.
Okay, is it like that? Like, how long does it take you to like create your script for one of your shows?
So normally, like, I'll get an idea in my head. Like, so for example, let's use the Will and Jada stuff.
Okay.
So the Will and Jada stuff happened. I'm like, oh shit, Jada fucked up. So now I'm thinking about, okay, how can I bring my point to light without, one, disrespecting Jada, because obviously I don't ever want to disrespect women, but then 2, I have to let the people know that Jada was wrong though. So it's just going through that, thinking about what I'm gonna say. Sometimes I'll even write it down, and then maybe I'll even sleep on it. I'll sleep on it, and then the next day it's like, okay, cool, this is where I want to go with it, and then I just go getting straight to it.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm starting to now starting now to like just script everything in a sense, because I was very raw and rugged, and then I caught myself those times that I was like recently I was watching, I would go back and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm gonna keep it about cancel culture right now is a little, I mean, to be honest, fuck cancel culture. I said it already.
I feel you. That's bullshit.
But I'm like, they're very much real, and
It
in
is.
all honesty, like I'm seeing a lot of, especially YouTubers who've been in the game
Mm-hmm.
for like easily over 5 years,
Yeah.
and like they're going back to their old videos and catching them on certain things, and I'm like, come
Honestly,
on.
I think people have to understand that at that point in time, that's where I was at with it.
Okay.
Obviously, people grow and people mature. Some people don't mature, but obviously, people grow and change. So you can't hold them for something they said 5 years ago and still believe that that's their views now.
Okay.
Like unless they express that same view 5 years later.
Okay.
You know, so that's how I feel about that one. So.
Okay. Now going back to your third podcast.
Okay.
Because I know your brother lives in the West Coast.
Yep, he's in LA.
So you guys are doing a video podcast, or it's just strictly audio?
We want to do video. That's honestly the main issue of why it hasn't started yet. Like we've had this idea probably over like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I think the main issue right now is just trying to find a platform to where we can all be on it and the audio all sounds the same. So
Okay.
how I do my podcast is I have a Rodecaster Pro, which
Okay.
is like a it's pretty much like a mobile mixing box studio kind of thing.
That's
So
dope.
whereas as long as I have my mics or whatever, you plug it in, but I can record from anywhere. Like I can take it on the go. It's actually in my car.
That's dope.
I don't leave home without it. So essentially, like if I were to do it off of that, then we would have to do a 3-way phone call because my brother Haas lives in Atlanta.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think there was a computer software that he had did when he was a guest on somebody else's podcast to where pretty much all the audio records together. So you have the 3 separate tracks with 3 separate voices. And then obviously then you download those from off the internet and then you mix and do whatever you got to do
Gotcha.
post-production and then put it out. So it's just figuring out, does it make sense to do that? Because I think it's like $20 a month.
Okay.
So it's more so, does it make sense to do that? Or is there another way to where we can do that and it works out just as well?
I mean,
So we thought
interesting.
about that. We've thought about maybe doing a 3-way call so we can all hear each other.
Okay.
But then, recording it or in a separate in whatever they use, because I know obviously my brother was doing music, so he could record in Logic or whatever. My brother Haas could record in Audacity, and then I'll record on my Rodecaster, and then just sending the audio to me so then that I can post-product. And then as long as we start at the same time, then the conversation would still seem like it's flowing. So that's honestly the main issue. So we're just trying to figure out how to do
I mean,
that.
I think you guys will figure it out. I think, to be honest, like if it, depending on actually all 3 of you guys, your network, I do think maybe paying like a monthly fee I think it'll make sense. But my thing with you is just make sure it's the right service,
Of
you know.
course.
But other
Of
than
course.
that, I think it does.
Like I said, one of them is going to pay for it anyway. Because like I said, I'm already paying for 2 podcasts. So they got to pay for the third one if they want to be a part of this.
Alright, so I was just telling him, like, so those that don't know, LJ is a twin,
I
right?
am. Yes.
So
identical.
I stay telling people this. I'm like, yo, when I met his twin, I was out in LA. I thought it was him, right? I was at a showcase, me, Scott, Bach, whatever, and Scott was like, yo, I invited my cuz.
Yeah.
So he didn't tell, you understand?
Naturally, you think it's me.
Yeah, so
No
I was
doubt.
like, okay. So when I see his twin, I was like, oh shit, he's out here in LA, you know.
I
So I was
wish.
like, yeah. So I'm here like, hey, like, you know, I did a smile like, hey, what up, like, and he
Yeah.
just looked at me like, who the fuck is this?
See?
And I'm like, oh,
That's-
so I'm like.
That's that stew shit, man.
Yeah, I felt stupid. I was like, so then eventually Scott was like, yo, he started laughing. He was like, yo, nah, that's his twin. You got it. Because I was like, yo, he's mad
See,
rude.
he's about to put me in the doghouse already and shit. Like, that's crazy.
He's acting like he don't know me. Like,
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't do that, man. You the
nah, I
GOAT.
know you
wouldn't
wouldn't,
front
but
on
I
you
was
like
just
that.
like, so then I told your twin brother, I was like, yo, I was about to call you rude. And he was laughing. He's like, nah, we twins. He's like, my bad. Like,
Yeah, see, nah, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. The fact that he put you through whatever, like I said, when I see friends of his that come up to me thinking I'm him, I'll go along with it until a certain point. Like, until somebody asks me something that I can't answer because that's only a question
that's
that he would
fucked
know.
up. That's fucked up because
it's fucked up, but I don't want to ever put my brother in a position now where he might lose out on a friend or somebody might come back wanting to fight him, thinking that that he was disrespectful or something like that. So that's how I do it. And like I said, normally people just laugh it off and it'd be cool.
Yeah. No, but I think it's dope that you guys are actually collaborating and doing this. Now going back. So wait, I was looking at some of your videos. You are a coach.
Yes.
So how did you go about becoming did you start podcasting first?
Okay, so
or were you athlete first?
So really, I was a rapper first. So obviously I played sports all through high school and college. I got a little something. I'm retired though. So cause I think that's how we met. We met at a showcase.
Yeah.
So I believe it was one of my friends, cause at this time I had retired by then. So this is I want to say it was 2016.
Okay.
So by then I had retired. I think you were on a panel judging the performances.
And
if I'm not
probably
mistaken.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
yes,
it was definitely in
yes,
Brooklyn. It was at that. I think it was on Bedford.
Yes.
So that's where we originally met at. And I was just there supporting a friend. I think, I was supporting a friend. I think he was doing a Two Frost performance. So Guru and Jedi. So I was just there supporting, but obviously, naturally, with Scott being my cousin and us being cool, we was cool. That's where we met at. So I was a rapper at first. So naturally, a bunch of people in my circle raps, So at the time, it was my twin brother was rapping, Guru was rapping, everybody was just rapping, and I felt like out of all those people, I wouldn't feel like I had the least amount of success.
Okay.
But I'm just all right, cool. Everybody can't be the rapper.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, that's when I decided I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is doing okay. I had about 1,000 subscribers at the time.
Okay.
And I was just I'll just do YouTube. So as far as finding my place on YouTube, that was kind of difficult because it was I want to do games, but I'm not that good at games.
Okay.
So it was more so I'm a natural shit talker, so why not I just go on YouTube and I talk my shit about a bunch of stuff that was going on, and then that's when I found that lane.
When did you retire?
I unofficially retired in 2016. I still do features for people if they ask, depending on who that person is. But I won't go to a studio, pay money for a session, and go in there, spit a whole mixtape, and then leave. I won't do that no more. But obviously, I still have all my recording equipment and stuff like that. So if a friend sent over a feature, I would do the feature. Or I was doing some music recently because I was working on a web series.
Okay.
So with me working on that web series, I didn't want to use anybody else's music because obviously I wanted to own everything I was doing. So I actually went in the booth and I actually made about 7 songs for that mixtape.
Oh, really?
Or for that web series, yeah.
So
they're never going to see the light of day.
Why?
I'm not doing the web series no more. I'm not doing it no more. So they're never going to see the light of day.
Wait. Why? What made you change your mind with the web series?
I wanted to do it, and it was more so. I want to say a conflict of interest, but it was just everybody that I wanted a part of it, whether it was scheduling conflicts or there was one time, guys, you're going to hate me for this, but I'm sorry. But there was a guy, there was a time where we were going to shoot the first episode. We were shooting a scene. So the first scene was supposed to be a robbery.
Okay.
And that's how we were supposed to start off the web series because I wanted to do something that was actually going to capture your attention the moment you turned it on. Because I feel like Snowfall and all these other shows, it takes a while for it to really kick off. So I'm I want to kick in the door with the first 2 minutes of the shit. So we were doing a robbery scene. And long story short, they left the guns at the place we were shooting at before.
Nah, I'm dead.
Yeah, so once that happened, we never shot again, and it was over. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, we had the dialogue scene. I had the whole script.
So wait, did you write this as well?
Yeah, I wrote everything.
What sparked up the idea of wanting to do
So it was
this
called,
website?
what was it called? It was One Way In, One Way Out. So essentially what it was supposed to be was it was 2 friends or whatever. One was in the gang, one wasn't. And basically the one that wasn't in the gang was having all these problems with his baby moms, obviously money struggles, job struggles, work struggles. And his friend that was in the gang was getting money, obviously, the wrong ways. So basically, he wanted to get in the gang so he can get the money, get the girls, get the fly, and all that. But it was going to go south when they was supposed to commit a robbery. but they robbed the wrong person. So they ended up robbing somebody that was really well known in the streets and ended up killing somebody that he was close to. So now that person is now trying to come after all of them and ends up kidnapping his girls, baby moms, his best friend who put him in the gang, and so
damn,
nice.
I was like, okay, so wait,
nice.
so what happened? Wait, what?
So I'm not saying that it won't happen. What I'm thinking about doing is instead of making it a series, maybe I'll make it a short story or a short film.
Okay.
So it'd be like 30 minutes and everything would happen within that 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever.
I think I like the short film.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. I mean, because you're catching my attention, maybe, and who knows, maybe if you shoot a short film and if it's well directed and well, if you have the proper actors, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know who's acting in it, but you know how many indie. I was just saying, you be watching indie movies. And sometimes these actors,
it'd be really bad. It'd be really choppy, and honestly, the acting was really good. The first scene we shot was basically like a dialogue scene. Okay. Basically, one, introducing the characters, but two, introducing the fact that that one of the characters wanted to join the gang. Okay. That scene, when I tell you that scene is really beautiful, I shot and edited it already. It's really beautiful. It's really a work of art. They did it in, I believe, 2 takes. Okay. So when it comes to conversations, I didn't want to force the conversation on them by having a dedicated script. Okay, you have to say this word for word, and you have to say this. So naturally, the 2 people that was in it were all cool, but they're super tight. Okay. So naturally they can joke about stuff and laugh about stuff that comes natural to them because they really fuck with each other. Gotcha. So that the conversation was really good. It was beautiful. It was a work of art. I'm still mad at them for not following through with this. Like I said, that's another story for another time. But
that's crazy though. Well, I mean, hopefully, if like you said, if it does, if you do end up having, finishing it up, then. I would love to be I want to be one of the first ones to be.
Yeah, you could be in it if you want. You can make a guest appearance.
Yo,
and
I'll be like, yo, you got that Henny?
Sure do. We can make that happen for real though. Like I said, hopefully, I'm debating on doing it. Like I said, I'm busy with the 2 podcasts, the YouTube channel. And then I'm currently doing video shoots and photography stuff as well. So
I peeped that. So Hookah and Opinion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was that your original one, or?
So I did my podcast first, obviously. This is the second one. It came along where, so I have a friend. Okay. So shout out my brother Reem. He has a drink line called Cushion Tonics. So this is pretty much weed infused alcoholic beverages.
Nice.
So
I want to try that.
I'll get you a bottle.
Okay.
It's on me. But he did a competition when he first started. He started about a year ago. Okay. And he did a competition to where basically he was giving away a bottle for free. Okay. So naturally, I won the competition because I'm a winner. That's all I do. All I do is win. But I won the competition, and then obviously we exchanged numbers and we was cool. I told him I'll do this for my YouTube channel because I had the Food Adventures YouTube channel. So I was like, yo, this would be the first drink that we review on our channel. So we reviewed it. We got high as shit, fucked up, died, all that. So naturally, I'm like, all right, cool. At first I wasn't really smoking like that. Okay. I was really just drinking, but he actually turned me on to edibles and stuff like that and weed infused things. So naturally I had ordered more. Okay. So he came by one day and I was kind of upset because I was supposed to start this podcast with somebody else. But when I told him about it, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm supposed to be doing this podcast. The dude flopped on me, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, bro, I want to do that. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I gave him a time and date or whatever, and he came to my house and we shot it, and it was history after that.
That's what's up. So how long you've been having this podcast series?
So we've had this Hookah and Opinions podcast. I want to say it'll be a year soon. I want to say we started that one. So the competition was so I want to say we started that maybe sometime during the summer. So maybe August or September. Okay.
What's your main focus now? That's my question.
My main focus now is tough because I'm doing so much and I want to say I'm stretching myself thin. Okay. But there's so many things that I enjoy doing, you know, so I try to find the time to make all of them happen. I would say the podcasting would probably be the main thing. Okay. So podcasting for me is more consistent. It's a little bit easier as far as editing. It's a quick turnaround. So that's the least time consuming for me. But I definitely enjoy YouTube. I definitely enjoy coaching. Obviously, I've been coaching since I graduated college in 2014.
Okay.
So I enjoy coaching. I enjoy doing photography and taking pictures, and then I enjoy doing videography as well. So it's just honestly just finding the time. But
have you ever went to school for videography?
No.
And you just finessed it like
YouTube.
that? YouTube, yo,
YouTube.
I'm learning. Yo, YouTube is
I'm
YouTube
telling you,
University.
YouTube is the GOAT.
It is the GOAT.
YouTube is phenomenal. I've learned 95% of the things that I make money off of now, I've learned from YouTube.
Really?
So yeah, so the podcasting software that I got and the equipment I got it from a YouTube video. Editing tips and tricks I got from YouTube. Yeah, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, she stayed. Look at her. She's like, yeah, because she stayed going to YouTube.
I'm telling you, YouTube has the answers for everything. So when I do the Hookah and Opinions podcast, naturally we smoke hookah.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a time where we was doing it in my living room, and I dropped the coal on my carpet. So I put a bunch of patches in the carpet. My mom was pissed. She was livid. But YouTube taught me how to like fix the carpet.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, she never found out?
Nah, she definitely found out. Like,
I was like, wait.
I told her, and I'm like, yo, Ma, like, don't worry. I'm going to get a patch for the carpet. I'm going to fix it. But then I'm like, yo, let me go on YouTube and see if they have ideas on how to fix it. And I ended up just doing it myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, listen, I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, I do know about YouTube. I'm now utilizing YouTube. But I slacked off. I'm going to keep, like, completely 100. Like my old co-host Bert.
I remember.
Yeah, Bert used to always be like, "Go to YouTube, stop your shit," and I'm like,
he's absolutely right.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, like,
he's absolutely right.
And I'm now, you know what it was with me is that because I have my thing is that my attention span is I have short attention span. So for me to like literally sit there and learn something, eventually it's like I start dozing off. I start wandering. Like my mind is just it's scattered. So at the time now is that I'm able, like I'm doing a lot on my own, and I'm using YouTube.
But you're doing a great job though.
Thank you. No, thank you. I mean, same to you. Like
I'm trying.
I mean, no, you're doing. You're doing.
I am.
You're
there
doing.
You go. Yeah, I'm doing it.
It's I learned through my mentors. Like we have to know how to like just our wordings, like what is it, there's a book that's called Things Not to Say to Yourself, or something like that. I read it a long time ago, What Not to Say to Yourself. And it's just like books. I mean, it's just like words like saying trying. Instead you're doing it because you are. Like people, my cousin, how sometimes we'll be like, yo, I'm broke. They'll be like, stop saying that.
Because you're speaking into fruition. Yeah, absolutely.
So you just be like, you don't have the money at this moment, or like just know how to finesse your words. So I'm just like, I hear you saying that because I'm constantly like, yo, I'm trying.
Yeah, see,
and
I'm just trying not to be too cocky.
Listen, you just like 10 minutes ago, he was like, all I do is win.
This is like I said, I'll try to tone it down sometimes because sometimes I wouldn't say it's gotten me in trouble, but I would say like a strength of mine is that I'm super confident. Like I believe if you give me the right amount of knowledge and time, like I can figure out how to do anything. But then that's also like a weakness because there's times where I won't know how to do something, and instead of wanting to get help, I'll just be like, nah, if I can't do it, then it can't be done.
Gotcha.
So, sometimes I gotta tone that down and be like, all right, L, like, yo, go get some help, bro. Like,
I feel you on that. Nah, but I'm super proud of you. Like, to be honest, I am like, I see you, and I love the fact that I love when, like, yes, you're a YouTuber, I'm a YouTuber, like, and yet the support system is there.
Oh yeah.
Like I just love seeing that because I feel like we're in a world full of people where they want to see you do good, but not better than them. You understand? So I'm just like just watching you do your videos, watching you grow. Is super dope. Like I'm proud of you and continue.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, support is free, and it's easy to support somebody when you genuinely fuck with what they're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, and honestly, you've been giving artists and a whole bunch of different type of people at different positions an opportunity to, you know, get their shit off and kind of promote what they do and stuff like that. So that's one reason I've always fucked with you.
No, that's what's up. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
listen, we're gonna come back, we're gonna take a break. Y'all already know the vibes.
Let's not talk about indictments. That shit get frightening. Let's not speak about cocaine. They swapping names. Federal search and seizure. Turn boys into believers. Set up by your people. Young devils and deceivers. Damn, it hit my phone like, what's happening, homie? Went to Baton Rouge, niggas ratted on me. Shit get crazy, my old lady, young, attached and lonely. Bitch got full of that powder, and she smashed the homie. Lord, how much pain can my soul take? Oh, what a difference 36 O's make. I hit them up, bump them down. Murders turn to cold case. 3 a.m., me or them niggas don't sell coke late.
Ho! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You feel that? I know I feel that. Don't you love that? I know I love that. I know getting alive, yeah, I'm getting so right now. Feeling alive, yeah, I'm feeling so right now. Let's get together, we could go into the night down. Let's get together, we could go into the night down.
Hablamos por teléfono y así tan rápido acabo cuando te digo que no aguanto más. Me llena de mentiras.
Alright, yo, y'all already know, man. We back in the building, man. I got your boy LJ.
I'm
Hey.
back in the building.
Yo, off air you mentioned passion, right?
Yep.
One of my favorite, I guess, quotes or sayings would be, "Passion is power." Right?
It is.
It truly is, and I was just thinking, like, listening to how you know, like you mentioned, you started off, you was a rapper, you know, just your transition.
Yeah.
How was that? Because for me, I started off as a rapper.
Okay.
I used to rap.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you gotta
Look behind you. Look behind you.
I seen that. And I was gonna ask you about that. I gotta hit. I might need a copy of this.
I used to rap, so I went from rapping to then I retired, and then when I decided to come back, I started the Artistry, which was around 2015.
Okay.
Oh, 2015, 2016. Anyhow, and I was just like, when I come back, I gotta come back stronger. Hence the reason why I started the Artistry, and I was at a radio station. But I was like, I'm gonna continue rapping. However, I felt like I had to choose between doing like radio personality or just media personality overall, judging and everything, or rapping, you know? And I chose this lane. Had you, like, did you catch yourself like making a decision like that? And or yes or no? And if my second question would be, how was the transition for them,
So I definitely caught myself having to choose. It was a difficult choice because obviously, like, I've been doing music since I was in 5th grade. So, like, you know, me, my twin brother, and my bro V, shout out V the Saint. You know, make sure y'all get that No Show Off mixtape is out now. But we came up doing it together.
Okay.
So with us doing that together, you know, it was something like, okay, they're still doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't want to be the first person to quit it. Just one, with me being competitive, but then two, it was just like I really enjoyed doing music. Like there was a point in time to where I was doing it by myself, and I'm waking people up, kicking people's doors down. It's like, yo, we got to go record. Like, get up, yo, I got this idea, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, till I got to the space where it's like, yo, I spent all this time, money, effort into studio time, studio equipment, doing different showcases and stuff like that. Because I used to do, obviously, I was on the Dean's List tour with Scott. And I've done a bunch of other ventures with more bookings and more value.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so with me doing all that stuff, it's like, yo, like I put a lot of time, energy, and money into this, and it's like, do I want to give that up and give up basically the thousands and thousands of dollars I put into my music, my beats, and all that other stuff, or do I want to keep going? So it was definitely a tough choice.
Okay.
The transition, I wouldn't say it was hard, but once I came, so it probably took like a month to realize, like, all right, cool, like I'm not rapping anymore.
Okay.
So it was more so like figuring out what to do with all the equipment and still trying to put that good equipment to use. Because obviously I bought cameras to shoot music videos. I bought studio equipment to record. Okay. You know, so that's when that turns into, okay, cool, I can use this camera to do YouTube. I can use this mic to record voiceovers. And so once I realized, like, okay, cool, I don't have to waste this equipment, then that's when the transition became easy.
All right, when did you realize you fell in love with being a podcaster? The only reason why I'm asking you that is because I realized when I decided to like really accept the fact that I'm not doing music, it was because I realized I grew a new love for everything that I'm doing, you know? So that's why I was just wondering, like, with you, like, how long did it take you to really realize, like, yo, I love doing this?
I would say honestly, so when I was doing the LJ Live podcast, which is my personal podcast, I want to say maybe like 5 episodes into it. I had did an episode, I forgot what it was about, but it was very controversial. And when a lot of people hit me up like, yo, L, I fuck with that take, and they was reposting it and sharing it, and they was hitting me up, they was sharing it with the voiceover of like what I was talking about at that point in time, and they were like, yo, like this is some dope shit. And that's when I realized, like, okay, like the people really fucking with me, you know? And that's when I realized too that I can be myself on these podcasts and not have to worry about, you know, people judging me a certain way based on my opinions on certain things. Because it was a lot of people that was reaching out to me was people that I didn't know, you know, so people that either was shared through a friend or something like that, and that's when it worked out. So that's when I realized, like, all right, cool, like I'm pretty good at this. So yeah,
that's what's up.
That's when it did it for me.
That's what's up. I mean, like, it's you know, for me, like, the reason why I was asking you earlier, like, what's your main focus, right? Because I'm constantly, I feel, and I'm always getting a lot of people coming at me for this, I feel like you should always focus on one thing right now, for now, until you reach that level to where you build it where you want it to be, and then focus on other stuff. You know, when you have like your artists that want to be doing this and that and that, and I'm like, bro, you got to choose a lane. Yeah,
it's like focus on one thing first, get popping in that, and then now once everything can handle itself, then now
absolutely.
I agree with that to a certain extent. I think that obviously you should definitely focus on one craft when it comes to building a brand, and it comes to setting a standard for what you're going to be and how you're going to be it. And it works out at certain points in time, but I felt like a lot of the things that I'm doing can go hand in hand. Okay. So let's say, for example, my YouTube channel blows up crazy. Then now naturally I'll start putting my podcast on YouTube, and now that's going to take off crazy because now all the people that I'm getting from YouTube and from the videos, no matter what I'm doing, whether it's like a lot of stuff that I do on my personal podcast, I do on my YouTube. They'll never be both on the same thing. So it's like either you'll go to this for the audio version of this, or you can go here and you can actually see the facial expressions that I'm making when I'm talking about certain subjects. So I try to save the more passionate stuff for YouTube, so you can actually take that in and absorb, you know, the facial expressions and enjoy. You'll literally see the passion coming out of me when I'm talking about this on YouTube. Okay. So the podcast is more so like, all right, cool. If I'm talking about something chill, or I'm giving you life updates, or it's just something, you know, that was on my mind, something real quick and brief, then I'll do that on the podcast. But I feel like I said, everything works hand in hand. Okay. So
you seem to me like a very adventurous guy.
I am.
And I can see it.
You got a good eye.
When was the last time you did something for the first time?
The last time I did something for the first time?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a great question. I can't remember the last. I mean, this is not as exciting, but I recently shot a video for somebody, and I want to say this was the first time I shot 100% manual.
Okay.
So like my camera lovers would enjoy the story, but pretty much shooting manual is extremely hard when you have a bunch of things moving, and you have different focal lengths. So now if for example, if I'm shooting you and you're right here, I can manually focus it, and then as long as you're not moving, I can leave it and it'll stay focused.
But once I start moving,
it can blur based on how close you are to the camera, how far you, or like left and right. So I shot my first fully manual video this weekend.
How was that?
It came out pretty good.
Is it complicated? Because she's a photographer.
Okay,
so like, is that something complicated? Like,
I mean, honestly, he was saying that, and I was like, "Yo, I feel you."
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, sis.
It fucking sucks when you're recording something and somebody's doing their thing and the focus is not on point. Like, it fucking sucks.
It's terrible.
Yo, it's horrible.
It's terrible. Somebody could be doing the most popping thing, but you got to remember, moments like that only happens once.
Yes.
So if you don't capture it that one time, it's going forever. Because how do I be like, yo, bro, stop. Yo, redo that. You know?
And then to redo it,
it's never the same, you know? So like when I was able to shoot that, and I think the footage came out pretty well.
Okay.
And so I was really proud of myself.
What made you do that?
Just trying something different.
Okay.
You know, like normally, like everybody can say like, all right, cool, I'm a shooter. You know, I take pictures, I take video. But if you're doing it on autofocus, you really don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. You know, a lot of people are just pointing the camera, clicking it, it's on auto, and it's like, all right, cool, like the picture came out cool, it's on auto, the camera did 95% of the work. But if you do it on manual and you understand like, okay, cool, the aperture needs to be this, you know, the shutter speed needs to be this. I'm sorry if I'm talking a foreign language.
No, I'm learning, so go ahead.
So it's like if the shutter speed needs to be this and the aperture needs to be this, now, for example, if I take a picture of you from here, if I'm doing it manually, now I can capture it on you completely, blur out the background.
Okay.
And now the picture might pop a little bit more. Plus, your attention is going to only be on you, you know?
Okay.
So it's just certain things and tips that you can do when you shoot manual that you can't do when you're shooting on autofocus.
And you learned this on YouTube?
YouTube.
How long did it take you? Yeah, I'm like, wait, you learned all this on YouTube?
All of that on YouTube.
So do you consider yourself to have the eye?
I consider myself to have
I feel like I got the eye.
I think I got the eye and I got the ear because, you know, I do music reviews every now and again. So
do you?
I do.
Ooh.
I do. I'm trying to tap into your lane because this is your thing. Like, you do a great job at judging music for what it is, and then you're brutally honest. So if a song is terrible, like I've seen you be like, all right, like, yo, I wasn't feeling that. Like, that's not it. You know, and
a lot
of people won't do that. A lot of people, you know, they're sugarcoated. So it's like, you know, American Idol, how you got the shorty, you got Simon Cowell, and then you got Randy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Randy, he's like in the middle, like, you know, he'd be like, yo, I wasn't really feeling that though. Then you got the girl that was like, oh no, like, I think you're very handsome, but you know the song. And then you got Simon that's like, yo, that shit was terrible.
That shit was trash.
You're like the Simon, and you know, I feel like I'm kind of like the Simon too. So yeah, I gained the respect for that.
Woo!
For sure.
So how long you been doing music reviews?
I've been doing music reviews probably since like 2017. So there was a point where I was doing music reviews on YouTube.
Okay.
So a few of those are on my channel. I tend to stop doing them just to like copyright issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I tend to stop doing them as much. And I haven't done it for like a famous person in a while.
Okay.
But it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. You know, you get to hear somebody else's creativity. Sometimes I find myself comparing it to mine, and I'm like, oh, if I had this beat, how would I attack it? You know?
Okay.
So I find myself doing that, which is still like the little rapper in me.
Oh, man. You know how many arguments I got?
I can already imagine.
Woo!
I can imagine.
I remember when, Joyner Lucas,
okay.
when he, what is it, the I'm Not Racist, is it?
Oh, yeah, the track, was that the one with, that's not the one with Logic, right?
Nah, that's the one that is him and a white dude, and they're sitting on a table, and they just, you know, Joyner Lucas is rapping in a black, as a black man's perspective, and then the white dude, he's rapping in a white, you know, as a white man's perspective, you know? I thought the track was actually alright. You know, I thought it was very creative. You know, I fuck with Joyner. So I do. I'm very disappointed with his fucking album.
Oh, the ADHD?
Yeah.
I didn't like the whole thing. Obviously, I liked Will, but naturally, I'm a Will Smith fan. So I think maybe that's why. And then I felt like the remix with Will on it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
but again,
he bodied that.
That's me. Again, you know, Will Smith is in my top 5 favorite rappers of all time.
Is he?
Random fact, yes.
Really?
He is.
I mean, okay, cool.
I can tell you're not really fucking with that, but this let me tell you my reason why.
How was your bars?
Let me tell you my reason why. Now, Will Smith has been the only rapper to go platinum without one single curse word. I feel like that, if that doesn't put you on GOAT status, in a world where everybody curse, you know, everybody's bitches and hoes and all that stuff, for you to go have all these platinum records and these platinum hits without one curse word, you the GOAT, bro. And that's just how I feel about that.
What's that saying? Well, Will Smith don't have a cuss word in his record. Well, I do, so fuck him and fuck you too. Eminem is one of my top 5.
Oh, see, Eminem's not in my top 5.
He's not? My God.
He's not. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm a huge fan of lyrics, and like I said, as far as musically dope, he's dope. But
who's your top 5? Will
is not like number 1, by the way.
No. This is not in no order.
All right, so you have Biggie, you have Jay-Z.
Okay.
You have Will Smith. You have Ludacris.
Okay, I fuck with Luda.
And my 5 always fluctuates, because if it's like 5 of all time, it kind of fluctuates. Naturally, I can't have Tupac in my list because I'm from Brooklyn, so it's Biggie all day. But he's a great rapper, and I would never take nothing away from him musically at all. But just because I'm from Brooklyn, I can't ever say Tupac is like on the same level as Biggie ever.
I mean, I get it.
I'm biased. I don't care.
Be biased. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I fuck with Tupac, but he wasn't my like.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. Like, he didn't do it for me like that.
Yeah, like,
you know?
It definitely wasn't for me. And I would say my 5, like I said, sometimes it fluctuates. So sometimes T.I. is in there. Sometimes Andre 3000 is in there.
Okay. Will, because you forgot about him.
Nah, I said Will. Will was,
you did?
So I said Biggie, Jay, Will, Ludacris, and then like I said, 5 always like normally fluctuate. So like I love Andre 3 Stacks a lot. I'm still mad that he's never like had a solo debut project, so that blows mine. But that's why it usually fluctuates between like T.I. Like, I used to be a super T.I. fan. Like, I used to wear my hat sideways and all that. So
that's interesting. I definitely fucked with T.I.
Okay.
Jay-Z, everybody knows I'm a big Jay-Z fan.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, I'm your typical Bronx Puerto Rican chick, so Big Pun has to be in it.
Okay, I can respect that.
You know,
I can respect that.
So I would have, you know, this is a random order. It would be Jay-Z.
Okay.
Big Pun, Biggie.
Okay.
Biggie, what people don't know about me, I always say I started rapping because of Biggie.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what question? Do you have a freestyle on any Biggie beat?
One of the song that inspired me was Suicidal Thoughts.
Okay, that's a great song.
Yeah. So and it was just because I was going through a lot and I was dumb young and listening to it, and I don't know, I vibed to it. Like, it just hit me, and it's crazy, right? Because I was listening to it recently, and I was like. I didn't understand. Like, I was like, really, V? Like,
yeah, like this.
Like, you really didn't understand. Yeah, like, what the fuck you was going through? Like,
yeah.
But so Jay-Z, Big Pun, Biggie, Eminem, as I mentioned, and y'all gonna hate me for this, but I go hard for him. Kanye.
Ooh,
Kanye.
You hit a trigger.
I know.
You hit a trigger. Oh my God.
I fuck with Kanye. I feel like he's a like a music genius.
I would agree with you. I think musically and business wise, he's phenomenal. He has one of the greatest minds for money and music that I've probably ever seen. You know, but like his recent like acts on Twitter and all that, and then the Donald Trump stuff. Donald Trump stuff took me out. I'm sorry.
I get it. But I like, so that's my thing with a lot of people like, really? And I'm like, take away the Donald Trump situation, take away where he's at now. I'm talking about like when he was like
Yeah,
college
like graduation,
dropout, graduation. You have like,
late registration.
Oh my God!
Of course,
like
808s and heartbreaks. Of course,
he has
like
classics.
I said, he surely does. But like I said, there's certain times I like to separate. I always try to separate the music from the actual person.
Yes.
You know, but when it comes to Kanye West, like I just seen something that he said where if he decides to run for president, he said he wants Donald Trump as his vice president, and I had to wipe my hands.
You know what it is with Kanye? I'm gonna keep it completely honest. I feel like he idolized Trump as a business person. He just doesn't realize the stupid shit that is being done. But I feel like sometimes I be listening to like Kanye and I'm like, because I feel Hollywood is so weird, and you have so many theories, right?
Absolutely.
And with all these theories, I'm like, Kanye, because if you follow theories, a lot of people say that Trump does a lot of subliminals.
He does.
He does a lot of subliminals from like even to like secret societies and shit like that, right?
Absolutely.
So I feel like Kanye knows a lot of shit that he's not speaking of bluntly to us. But
he's doing it subliminally.
Yeah, so I'm
antics.
like this, but I'm not taking away from his actions. I'm not, because I know. I mean,
they're
bipolar. He's acting weird. I feel like ever since his mom passed away, he lost himself.
I felt for him for that, and I do pray for Kanye West every day because I do want him to be redeemed and kind of restored to the old Kanye West. So like I feel for him OD.
What you know what I was thinking? I was like, what if Kanye, right? The reason why he lost himself after his mom's passing was because obviously he paid for the surgery. She passed away due to the surgery.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember that.
So I'm like, what if? Because technically she was a sacrifice.
Are we getting into that Illuminati?
Yeah.
I knew where you were going with that.
So I'm like, what if it? And he's right now guilt-minded by it, and this
I
is
don't
why
care
he's
what
bugging
anybody
out.
says. I believe in the Illuminati. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you had to get one of these Instagram messages.
I did too.
Okay,
You part of it. I was thinking about it. I was like,
you
should
had
I?
to get
Should
one
I
of
not?
these Instagram, and you like, hey, like, you know, if you want the endless amounts of money and riches, you know, email this or call this number, and I get those like maybe at least twice a week.
Yeah, I got it. Like to be initiated. I sent an emoji thinking about it. I was like,
for real. Like at some point in time, you're like, all right, cool. I can sacrifice one person, but I can put everybody else in a better position. Like I said, I don't know who I would sacrifice because I wouldn't
I don't
sacrifice
think
anybody.
you know who you sacrificing.
But that's why I want to do it.
So like, I don't think like look at Jay-Z. With his nephew, he bought the car, and all of a sudden the nephew passed away due to the car accident.
Yeah,
and you understand, like,
yeah.
So I feel like this is just me thinking, right? Just thinking out the box. Like I feel like they don't know who they're sacrificing, but they're agreeing to like fame, fortune, and basically selling their soul. You understand? To a place where Kanye right now is probably so guilt-minded by it. Yeah, he lost himself, and
he definitely did. He definitely,
he lost
I can
himself.
see that
I mean,
happening.
I just saying, listen, I'm not making no excuses for his behavior.
Of course.
You know,
of course,
but
yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking like, you know, with the whole Kanye situation, like, but he is one of my top 5.
Like I said, I can't fault you for that because, like I said, you've clearly done a better job at me than separating the artist from the person. You know, because like I said, his body of work and his art is phenomenal. It's legendary, from production to the actual music itself. It's really like beautiful, and it's beautiful to watch. But like I said, I haven't separated Kanye West from the president Kanye West. I haven't separated that yet. So
the videos going around, like I'm just like,
it's killing me, yo. It's killing me because he's so great. You know, he's really talented and he's really amazing. Even like sometimes listening to him speak, like I've watched the interview with him and Charlamagne probably like a couple years back, and I really learned a lot from that interview. You know, not only from Charlamagne's behalf, but on Kanye West's side as well. So, like, when you see him doing all of this stuff where he's outing his wife on social media and, you know, he's talking about having Donald Trump as his vice president and all this other stuff, it's really distracting, honestly.
Before we take a quick break, do you think there's a publicity stunt?
For sure.
Because I know he's dropping an album.
He's supposed to be, but it was supposed to drop Friday, and it didn't.
But we already know how he does.
Yeah, Kanye West always drops late.
It'll probably drop next week.
Yeah. I mean, if it drops and it's good, then cool. But I know that last project he dropped wasn't really it for me.
The gospel one he's talking about?
Yeah. And I love Jesus. Please forgive me, but it wasn't it for me. I'm sorry. It wasn't it for me. I got to keep it a buck. It wasn't it for me.
I think the beats was... I fucked with the beats.
The beat selection is always going to be fire when Kanye was at the production. Like, even when he was doing the 777 for all the good music artists, the beat selection is always going to be phenomenal. But how it sounded and him, like he said he recorded a lot of that on an iPhone. Kanye, you got too much money and too much resources to be recording on an iPhone, bro. Like that, like I said, that's my personal opinion.
I mean, I just think the album. You're entitled to your opinion.
Absolutely.
I think the album was alright. For me personally, I fucked with it. I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual person.
Okay.
So, for me, I was just like, I do fuck with the album. I do fuck with the production. That's because I know he's a beast when it comes to production. Yeah, the production
always captures my attention.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, that's just me. I respect your opinion, though.
We're going to come back. We're going to come back because I want to find out more about your music reviews and we're going to speak more about your podcast.
Let's do it.
Sundress, you know who to call when you upset. I know that you cold, you ain't loveless.
Yeah, man, y'all see my host in the building. Y'all give it up for V-Henny one time, y'all.
Confess, treat you like I'm packing compress. Oh, baby, why won't you come closer, closer and closer, closer and closer? Baby, why won't you come over? Over and over, over and over. Pick it up, drop that down and pick it up. Baby, if you're down, I'll pick you up. No, you ain't hopeless, but give it up.
You gotta try this.
What is that?
Henny with coconut water.
That's why you was asking me about the coconut water. See, I normally like my Henny straight good. Because,
I love my Henny straight, but I was like,
I don't want to feel like a bitch. So.
No, lately I've been like getting a little lit. And I'm like, you know.
I've been drinking Casamigos lately. Like, I've always been a Henny person. Like, I've been drinking Henny since like 7. So I'm no exaggeration. So I've always like, all right, Henny. But recently somebody put me on the Casamigos and I started drinking that. And it's been nice.
Is it?
It's been nice. I've been enjoying it.
I like Douce.
Douce is cool, but I don't do Douce. I feel like Douce is a prettier version of Henny in a sense. So it doesn't hit as hard, you know, it's not as raunchy.
No, you're right.
I can't really fuck with that, you know.
No, you're right. Henny will I'm obviously I'm a Henny drinker. If I do not do Henny, since I am a dark liquor person, I run to Jack.
Okay, Jack ain't bad either.
Yeah,
Honey Jack is pretty cool. Regular Jack is cool.
Can't do Honey Jack like that.
Too sweet for you?
Yeah, but if I do decide to do Honey Jack, like I would do it like with on the rocks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I needed to get a little water. It's too sweet for me.
Yeah.
So, but I'm definitely a dark liquor person.
Me too.
One thing I would not fuck with, like Parmesan. Like,
yo, Parmesan is terrible. I don't even do E&J.
I fucking hate E&J.
Oh my God. If I could burn every E&J factory in the world, I would. I swear to God. E&J is fucking terrible.
I hate E&J. I hate when people bring that bottle out thinking they're cute.
And thinking they popping. They bring the biggest bottle. It's only like $20. I kick people out for that. Like, bro, it's all these Henny bottles here. You know, it's a couple fucking Casamigos bottles, a couple Patron bottles and shit. And you brought this? Like, nah, you got to go, my nigga. Like,
I hate it. Yeah. Last time I had Parmesan, don't judge me for this.
The peach one?
I actually I got arrested. But that's for another story to tell.
Nah, You gotta say that for my podcast. 'Cause that's some shit we gonna get into.
I got arrested, so I was just
shit.
oh my god, yeah. That's why I was like, nope. Every time I see that bottle, I'm like, nah, nope.
I would too.
Negative.
I would too. That's a cancer. I would have to stay as far away from me as possible. No doubt.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I again, I'm a dark liquor person. Like the most I'll do is like a vodka, But I can, it's just vodka makes me throw up a lot. So
yeah, vodka gives me a headache. So vodka gives me the biggest headache in the world. So it would go cognac, tequila, and then like I said, I'd go gin preferably.
Shots.
I can do tequila shots too.
And it has to be like Patron or 1800.
Okay. You gotta try Casamigos.
I have never had that, so I can't.
Try it.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'm open minded. I don't disrespect alcohol.
Don't worry.
So.
Whenever we decide to shoot for my podcast, I'll have the Casamigos for you. Okay. And then I'll have the kitchen tonics for you to take home.
Okay, that's the infused one, right?
Yeah, that's the infused one. So
right,
you can't do that one.
Yeah, I cannot.
You have to do that when you have nothing planned for the next day.
Because last time I took, one time I took recently too, like maybe a few months ago, I took I'm not a smoker like that. Here and there I do it, whatever. But I took an edible and I took a small one.
I was just like you,
bro. I was just like, what did you give me?
Yo, if I ever show somebody I think it's on YouTube actually, on my food adventure page, the aftermath of the kitchen tonics. The first time I had it, it was bad. 'Cause like I said, obviously, with me being an athlete growing up, I've never done weed or edibles because you can get drug tested at any time. So when I won that kitchen tonics bottle, I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to try this. You know what I'm saying? And that was the first time I really actually got high because I was smoking before. But because I had baby lungs and shit, whenever I would pull, it would just be like, all right, either I'm coughing it all back out or it never really did nothing for me. So when I had the kitchen tonics, that was my first time digesting weed, and what it did to me, it was phenomenal. So I would go when I went to Cali for my brother's wedding, I brought back home at least $200 worth of edibles. Yeah, I still got some left to this day. So now now that I'm not playing sports and I don't got to worry about getting drug tested and all that stuff, I'm a little bit more open to trying different edibles and stuff like that. And my lungs got up there because of the hookah and stuff. So
he's mad proud of it too. He's like, and it got up. It's not a baby anymore.
I smoked with my friend for his birthday and shit. And normally, I would have been one pull and it'd be all right, bro, you can have this shit. I'm gonna die. But now it's we finished the whole blunt together. So I'm really proud of myself.
I have my moments where I would smoke here and there.
Yeah.
But I gotta see. My thing is that I have to have drinks first.
Oh yeah, me too.
If I don't drink, if I'm just smoking, I'm simply
yeah, you just stuck.
Yeah, and I hate that feeling. Again, I'm ADHD, so I'm used to hey, how you doing?
Active and
hey,
alive.
So whenever I feel so,
it's the personality in you.
Oh my god, if I feel so stand still ish, I'm just no, it's uncomfortable for me.
No doubt. And that's why normally when I do edibles, I don't do it before I got to go to work the next day. So normally I'll do it leading into a day off or on my day off.
So do you do any on your podcast or?
So when we do the Hookah and Opinions, we have we always do once a month we do a Highcast episode. Okay. So obviously Reem is the person that I do the Hookah and Opinions with, and he's also the owner of Kitchen Tonics. So we'll drink it, we'll wait till we're super high, and then we'll start the podcast. So a bunch of random shit happens. It's really funny. It's really usually those episodes are the most hilarious episodes because sometimes you catch us. I want to say talking about things we wouldn't normally talk about, but it's a little bit more free, in a sense. So it's I don't give a fuck, but I'm about to say this wild shit, yeah.
Okay.
So it goes down, man. It goes down.
What's your main goal as far as with the LJ live show?
So the main goal is obviously I always want to use my platform to not only give out knowledge, but I want to put certain things in perspective for people, and then I also want to use that platform to help put my friends on. So later in that podcast, I'm probably on episode 40 something, but I did maybe from episode 38 or 39 to about 42, I was interviewing a bunch of my friends. So I was giving my friends the opportunity to talk about things that they were doing on their podcasts, and it was kind of like what we're doing now. So I was interviewing them about certain things and, you know, deep diving into, you know, basically who they are as people, their brand, how they got into their brand, you know, what made them start it, things of that nature. And so that's one of the things that I hope to accomplish with my podcast. Yeah.
I know you're very motivational with, like...
I try.
I mean,
I do.
You do.
I do.
You saw my face.
I did see your face, and I was like, "Oh shit, let me."
You lucky I don't have chancletas, kid.
Oh, put my shit away, cause I'll be damned if you throw my own slip.
I would have been like, "Mira, coño." Nah, but you know, when was the last time you found yourself uninspired?
Maybe like a year ago. Honestly, it could have been a couple months ago. So it's like so during the time of the quarantine, obviously everything is on standstill.
Yeah.
So there's not really anything happening as far as like whether it's controversy, whether it's good or bad. It's not really a lot of things happening. It's really just, oh, this many people died today. This many people was identified positive today. So it's not really anything to draw inspiration from. So, you know, there was times where I had to draw inspirations from maybe conversations I was having in my group chats or, you know, work-related things, you know, people doing dumb shit at work, because when you work for the city, there's a lot of dumb people that get hired and they do a lot of stupid shit that you then, as a manager, have to fix, you know? So I felt myself drawing inspiration from those type of moments and stuff. But during that first, I wouldn't say that first month, maybe month and a half, it was really hard to create content because it was like there was nothing going on. So like a lot of my podcasts usually draws from things that's going on, or, you know, maybe arguments I've had with people in my group chat, my brothers, my best friends. And then it's like, okay, cool, now I can formulate this into something that now people can discuss later.
Okay.
So that's where it would happen at. And like I said, a lot of that stuff wasn't happening because nothing was going on. So that was the time.
How did you overcome that? Like, I feel like that's something big, because I feel like during quarantine I caught myself uninspired, and it was because I didn't know how to adapt and adjust.
Yeah,
you understand? Like I felt, although quarantine for me was and I do, like, I constantly mention, like, to, you know, on the show, like, I know a lot of people lost family and loved ones.
Absolutely.
But for me, this quarantine was by far one of the best things to happen for me.
Okay. Why?
So, but we're not talking about me.
Okay.
But so that,
we can
now
talk
going
about that
back
later.
to you, I'll tell you why. But
of course.
Going back to you, like, you know, how did you overcome the fact of feeling uninspired? And, you know, like just what did you do during all that, you know?
So I would say, like I said, nothing was going on, so it was very uninspiring. But then I was sitting down and I was thinking to myself, like, at this time where everything is in a standstill, nobody's really working, everybody's not busy, you know? So it was more so like, okay, cool, like, I could be uninspired and I could not focus on content, and I could just go to work and, you know, just live and wait till this whole thing dies down. Or it was like, yo, there's a bunch of people that's gotten laid off. There's a bunch of people that's working from home. There's a bunch of people that are in all these positions to where they have no choice but to find something to do. Okay. You know, like around this time of the quarantine, this is the same time when I was working on a web series. Because I'm like, yo, there's absolutely nothing that nobody can do. You can't go outside, really. You can't go to bars. You can't go to clubs. You can't go to parties. You can't do anything. So if you can't do anything, why not now use this opportunity to now put out content? Because I know nobody's gonna have anything else to do but absorb this content. You know, it's only but so much Netflix you can watch. It's only but so much Hulu and Disney Plus and reruns on TV. It's only but so much you can consume before you're like, okay, so I need something new and refreshing. So it's like I can be that new and refreshing for people. Okay. You know, so the lack of motivation turned into motivation.
Gotcha.
In a sense, you know, because it was just like, yo, like, all right, cool. If you're going to be stuck here glued to this computer all day, let me give you something else to watch just in case, you know, you're tired of watching Supernatural reruns or the house got boring or you finished what's that joint? You Finish Money Heist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so that is what turned, you know, that lack of inspiration into motivation, which turns out to be content. Yeah.
I think for me, it was one of the best things. Like, COVID happening was one of the best things for me, was because I had so many things going on, and it was just a moment for me to actually stay still and get my brand and everything in order as I wanted it to. Okay. Because I was out in tour, you know, I was touring during all this. Yeah. You know, we were supposed to hit, I believe, 18 cities, I believe.
I think so.
I believe so. And, you know, going from one city to the next, whatever. There was just so many things going on that I started realizing I started losing passion for, I was just, maybe the scene in itself. So that's why I said for me it was like a little uninspiring, because then that hit me. But because of this, again, I was able to stand still. I was able to regain all my thoughts and get myself to a place where I was mentally positive, you know, with and full of like just a higher vibration in a sense. Absolutely. You know. So that's why for me, like where I'm at now, my frame of thought, just my energy and everything, is just in a different standpoint. Yeah. You know, and it was because of this. You know, because of this, I was able to move differently, able to put myself in a better place emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You know, so. I call it, you know, it's for some it's a curse. For me, it was a gift. You know? So that's, you know, I know there wasn't much to put out there, but you know, content is so people don't realize how important content is.
They really don't. They don't. Like, if you're not flooding the streets and you're not giving somebody a reason to remember you every day, then it's like that one day you don't, all the progress that you've gained to that point can go away like that.
Do you do music reviews for indie artists as well, or not?
Yeah, definitely. So most of the ones I've done was for indie artists, was just in the fact that, not trying to play them, but a lot of their stuff wasn't really on Apple Music or anything that can get you copyrighted, you know, because like I said, if your stuff is on SoundCloud, then now all those permissions and all those clearances that you need to have, you don't need those for SoundCloud records. You know, for like Apple Music and stuff like that, it may take a little bit longer because you're unsigned. So those copyrights to come in may take a little bit longer. Like there was one I got like maybe 2 days ago about something I did over a year ago. You know,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those claims take a little bit longer. Like I said, the copyright is not a super serious claim. It's not like it puts a strike on your channel or whatever. It's one of those ones that's like, okay, cool. Whenever you decide to monetize this video, or the money you make off of the video will go to the artist that put in the claim. So with that, you know, indie artists was just easier at the time to do. You know.
Yeah, I love you guys, but I give it to you. I mean, I wish you the best with that.
I appreciate it.
I wish
so
you
why
the
don't
best.
you? So you don't do indie artists?
I don't do reviews on indie artists. For many reasons. I'm very harsh.
I mean, I think when people reach out to you to do those type of things, you're good.
I'm
yeah, see that coconut water. What I think is, like, when a lot of people reach out to you for those things, they have to understand that this is a possibility.
No,
then why do you do music for? Like, you have to understand, when you do music, not everybody is gonna consume it the same way.
Absolutely. But not everybody knows how to take constructive criticism.
And that's why.
So for me, like, I do not. I did. I don't do it anymore for many reasons, right? Like, with a lot of, not, I'm gonna say maybe 60-40, right? You got your 40%, and I'm being nice right now with the numbers. You have 40% of artists who will promote the fact that their music is being reviewed, even their content, their interview, Y. Yeah. Then you have your 60% that they don't, like.
They just do it to take advantage of your platform.
You hear telling them, like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Like, do your part as well.
Absolutely.
And they don't do it. So at this point, I'm just like, no, it's just a lot of wasted energy for me.
Yeah, because I put all the time in sitting down, listen to your badass song, all this other shit, and then now you're not even going to share that review because it's bad. I feel you on that. And when I did music, I had got a bad review from somebody who I felt it was a little biased, and I felt like the person wasn't 100% absorbing everything that the music was at the time, because like I said, every project I put out, I felt like the review got worse and worse and worse every time. Like it went from, okay, cool, like, yo, we like LJ's doing this and that with his music, he's hitting this note, and it's like, oh, this project wasn't as good as that project, and then it was like, that last project wasn't good as this. So I felt like it was very biased. I still shared it, obviously, because like I said, I did reach out to that person for the review, so I did share it, even though I felt it was 100% biased, and we had a conversation about that off air privately, because like I felt it was biased, and I felt like, so the thing about it was, I felt like every project I've done, I felt like I've done a better job at being I want to say conscious, but I've done a better job at having positive music in my stuff, because my first project was straight ratchet. Like I'm talking about Henny,
but that's
hoes.
probably why they were fucking with the first project opposed to the.
But like I said, I felt like I got conscious, or I got more deep and more.
Yeah, but you know people don't like that.
And but they were saying that they didn't like the project because they felt it wasn't as deep, that it felt, and this is why I'm like, yo, bro, like I don't feel like you was reviewing my stuff, because I know the last project I hit him up, and I'm like, yo, bro, like it's been like 3 months, like where's the review at?
Yeah.
You know, and it, like I said, it's a paid service. So I'm like, yo, bro, like, come on, like, I understand the week, you know, so you can really consume the music, listen to everything a few times before you make a judgment on it. But like, bro, it's been almost 2 to 3 months and the review's not here. So that's why I felt like he just was saying that, like, all right, cool, this shit wasn't as good as this one because of this and this and that. But I felt like every project I was tapping into different emotions that I wasn't normally tapping into. So like I said, that was a problem.
I mean, it would be a problem with me too.
Yeah, it was a big problem, because like I said, my first project was called One Man Strong. That project was ratchet through the roof. Like the single off of that song was called Big Money and Bad Hoes. So if you ask anybody, I feel like based on that song was what I feel like every rap song is today. And maybe if I dropped it today, it would do better than what it did before. But if you ask anybody that ever fuck with me, they would tell you like, yo, that was the song that was gonna pop. Because it was like I said, it was everything that today's music is, which I'm not saying is necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it was ratchet, the beat was fire, you know, the bass was hitting. It was just one of those cocky, confident, disrespectful songs. And it was fire. So like I said, when I went from that to doing other songs, you know, like I did a song about like when Donald Trump became president. So this had to have been like 2016. This is probably like off my last project. So I did a song called Better Days, and that was getting less publicity. That was getting less publicity than Big Money and Bad Hoes. Like Big Money and Bad Hoes at the time was maybe at like 16,000, and this song, it was out for about the same amount of time, and it was only at like 3,000. I felt like the more conscious I got, the more people stopped listening.
Do you feel like that discouraged you? And if it's so, is that maybe partially one of the reasons why you turned to YouTube?
I wouldn't say it discouraged me, because at the end of the day, like whatever song I did or whatever song I put it out because this is what I wanted to do, and this is the sound I was going for. So whether people liked it or not, I knew that I liked it, and I felt this way about it. So it's either like you liked it or you didn't like it, but it didn't really matter. I think more so the reason why. I think it bothered me more because I'm like, okay, cool. It was more so the reviewers. Like, I'm giving you guys something that you guys said you never heard from me before. I know it's good, you know, and like I said, my ears might be different than your ears. So obviously I'm gonna think all my music is good. I gotta hear this shit now. Yeah, I gotta hear it, because I could be like I said, if it's trash, let me know. Like, yo, L, like I wasn't really feeling that. And like I said, I've never bashed a reviewer or bashed anybody for not liking my music. Like, I got my friends to this day, they make fun of me. I got a song with 2 of my other friends on it, and they're like, yo, L, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You have the worst verse on this song. Okay. So like I said, I can take it. Like I said, I might be like, nah, fuck out of here, y'all niggas is lying. But at the end of the day, that's the general consensus. Yo, so I gotta take it in.
I was listening to something, and I was listening to my wordplay recently, and I was just like, I was like, oh my God.
I can't believe I said this.
Yeah.
Fire.
She was laughing. She's like, yo, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck made me say that.
Absolutely. There's definitely moments you go back and you listen to older music like, yo, I said that. And at this time, I thought this was the most fire shit in the world. And listening back to it 5-10 years later, you're like, oh, shit. Like, this shit was corny as a bitch. And shit. And like I said, music changes over time. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about music, that you can feel a way about it this day, and then a couple years later, it may not have the same effect on you that it had when you first did it or when you first heard it. Okay. And I think the reason why a lot of my top rappers are because there's songs like Summertime from Will Smith. That song to this day, like I said, it will always be a perfect summertime song. Yeah, like, you're right about that. It from the time I've heard it to now, like I could go in my car on the way home, play that shit now, roll the windows down, and I would still sing the whole song like I just heard it for the first time.
Interesting.
That's just an example.
So nice.
I tell you, I fuck with Will Smith, man. That's my guy.
What was that fucking The Wild Wild West? Really? Like,
all right,
really?
That was he might have outdone himself with that one in a bad way.
Miami.
Welcome. I like Miami. Hell yeah.
I don't know, man.
Ooh, yummy. We'll get to the summer with the heat. All right, we're not gonna do that. But yeah, man, Miami's my shit.
Let me ask you this: have you ever caught yourself, just personally, in a place where you wanted to give up on just many of your, adventures, or and just throw it out the window?
Absolutely not.
No, you never caught yourself there?
No, like I said, I spend too much time, money, and effort into everything that I do. So it's like, if it's not working, then it's a reason why it's not working. Okay. So whether I got to tailor something I'm doing, or I have to reach out to somebody else to get help on tips and tricks on how I can make it better. Like I said, I think the only thing that made me ever want to throw everything away is probably rap. Okay. And like I said, like I'm still passionate about music to this day. Like I said, I'll get on the mic. Like there was a time my brother had sent me a song. Okay. So he put it in our group chat. Me, him, my brother Haas. He put it in the group chat. He said, I'm like, yo, bro, that shit was whack. And I'm like, I ain't even gonna hold you. He was like, I told him it was whack. He said, yo, I did this song in like an hour. I said, bro, I'm not even going to hold you. Send me that beat, and I could do it way better than you in 45 minutes. Ooh, and it was a challenge, so So I wrote the song, recorded it, and sent it to him in under 45 minutes.
Do you know some of your bars to that? Some of the lyrics?
Nah, I don't. See, I'm not at that stage. Like, now.
Like, do you have anything? Like, do you remember anything? Like, any of your old lyrics?
Any of my old lyrics?
I want to hear something. I want to hear, like, at least a good... No, like I would say 16, but I don't know.
Some bars. Let me try to think, man.
I gotta like, hey yo, chica.
If I read it over the phone, I could definitely. Because I probably got some lyrics on my phone.
Let me hear something from the phone. Go ahead. I'll be like, hey yo, chica, que te pica.
Let me hear that. All right, let me see what I got.
LJ te pinga.
Hey. Y'all getting a super exclusive because y'all making me dig in a super
let's
bag.
Go, because I'm like, yo, I gotta. Because you know what's so dope is the fact that he used to rap, I used to rap. And then the fact that he stopped, he's doing YouTube, and at the end of the day, you're still doing music reviews. I just wonder, do people get offended with the fact that like, let's just say if they felt like, oh, you was trash, and you here giving reviews, like they probably like. I'm not saying he is, but I'm just saying like for those that gave him like bad reviews, I wonder how they feel. Like, look at this motherfucker giving reviews, and I gave him a bad review.
Hey, that's how it goes. That's no matter like people that reviewed my music is now they see that I'm doing it now, and they're like, okay, you see what I was talking about when I said this and this that, and a lot of them I was like, nah, bro, I don't get what you're talking about. So, but it is what it is. But I think I found something.
All right, let's go.
Damn, let me tap into these roots. I'm trying to see. I just want to make sure I'm at the right spot. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
They ain't used to this. I'm so true with this. Couple gold chains because I felt cool with this. Now I'm back to my roots, old school with this. Had to tell these motherfuckers that I do this shit. I've been stunting, never been new to this. I've been making the Def Jam since Ludacris. Go stupid on the track, I'm a fool with this. Niggas hate me because I'm always with they boo and shit. So swagged out and I ain't even got to try hard. Crazy, I'm the rapper that they strive for. Big bank and I'm living so lavish. Seen it all, gotta thank God for these carrots. Got dreams, why the fuck you think I shine for? Always on my grind, I ain't never had time for. You ain't talking cash, then why you hit my line for? I'm on my business, bitch, mind Joe's. Yeah. Yeah.
Bars.
And that was from my song.
How long ago was that?
This was January 14th, 2016.
I could tell it was old. Okay.
So that was on my song 2016 Cream from my last project that I've ever released called Big Bang Owl.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I could tell it was old. Just because of the words, certain words you were saying.
Yeah, they were popular at that time, right?
Yeah. Like if I hear you say swag, I'll be like, that was it.
Yeah. So,
but that's at the end of the day, you were able to grow.
Yeah, definitely.
And I just find that to be so beautiful. Like
it is. Evolution is wonderful, and I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting the change, but I feel like once you accept the change, you become better, and then it's a deeper understanding of yourself. Like you understand, like, okay, cool, I was at this point here, I'm at this point now, and when you come to understanding that change, it makes you a better person. So.
Well, I look forward to your success.
I appreciate it.
I can't wait for us to make it to like where we.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till we get in this bag off of YouTube. We chilling. We
like,
just. Like, what I see you.
Where's the Henny?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Henny on Henny on Henny.
It's definitely like continue striving, continue, stop saying you're trying because you're doing it. You are doing it. And I know it's not easy.
Definitely.
I know that for a fact it's not easy. But what's that saying? Nothing good.
Nothing worth having comes easy or something like that.
Some shit like that. Yeah. As cliche as that shit sounds, it's so fucking. It's true.
It is.
Because I feel like this. I feel like whenever. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Whenever you're chasing a dream, a passion of yours. You're gonna face life.
Absolutely.
You're gonna.
Absolutely.
Life has so many lemons to throw at you, and it's just a matter of how are you gonna slice it up? Are you gonna make lemonade? What are you gonna do with this? So I want to see you continue doing what you're doing, and I'm super proud of you.
Of course, sis, I appreciate you.
Definitely. For everybody who's watching, I think, where can we find you?
Y'all can find me at so my personal page is BigBangOut_. My coaching page is Coach Lincoln J18, and then my photography and video page is Shot by LJAY18. And all the YouTubes and stuff will be in the link, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, everything.
Appreciate you, sis.
Yeah. You already know.
So yeah.
And at that, I got a 16 from him.
You did.
Wow.
You did. You're the only person that can draw that out because I'm probably never going to spit any verses ever again. Like I said, unless it's for the homies and they need a feature. And like I'm talking about, they might have to be established at this point, because maybe they'll realize I'm a better rapper than half my friends, and then I get signed too, and then I don't even got to worry about
then they're going to be like, this motherfucker.
We'll see. But V, I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform.
Thank you for taking the time. For coming out here. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been showing nothing but love and support.
Absolutely.
You guys are amazing. We love you. And you're gonna see more of LJ, and because I definitely I want to definitely work with you more.
Like I said, man, we can sit down, we can chop it up, and we can make some stuff happen.
You already know. So guys, you can follow me V-Henny _ on IG.
Make sure y'all do that.
Facebook. The Artistry NY across all platforms,
of
and
course.
You're just gonna see everything in the description box. You already know. You dig? When we out, motherfuckers,
Tune
jam
in,
out with your clam out, rock out with your cocks out. You dig?
You heard?
The Artistry.
Catch us on YouTube, Facebook, or outlets.
Follow us, The Artistry NY.